What's going on, family? Dublin Odinson here, and welcome to the Drunken Review. Now, this is a series where I play a game, have a few drinks, talk about a game, have a few drinks, and then give it a little score based on the drinks I've had. Alright, so let's jump right in. Alright, let's talk about character customization. Now, while it's not on the same level as like Arc or something like that lets you change every aspect about your character, it does have a few good options. And while I like to see it more in depth, they did pull off a pretty good job. I ended up looking just like Link and Shao. We all made basically the same character, but it lets you go through these like color slides and lets you change your hair color and stuff from like regular color to brilliant red or orange or green or whatever. It lets you make your character look as goofy or as cool or realistic, as normal as possible. Now, once you get your character squared away, you go over and you create your palico. This is your little cat buddy who will go along with you on missions. He's basically your partner or assistant when you're doing a solo or just with one friend. It'll be you, your buddy, and your two cats. Now, these guys are invaluable when you're first starting out and later on in the game if you're just running around alone. You can level up skills for them. They can heal, they can taunt, they can buff, they can set traps. They can steal stuff from other monsters, which are valuable for you later on. I didn't think I would really care about this little guy I named Shot Glass, but you fall in love with them pretty quickly. They become a character of their own, and it's just a really cool add-on. All right, let's talk about combat. Now, since combat is the lion's share of this game, it's something you're going to want to spend some time doing and perfecting. This game's a lot like Dark Souls, and anybody who's played Souls is going to feel right at home with a giant monster trying to tear your face off, and really all you can do is run around rolling and try to dodge as best as possible. Now, you're going to want to go into your room and go into the training area and try out each and every weapon. Spend some time doing it. Don't be in a rush. Hell, look on YouTube and look up weapons that you're interested in and watch tutorials on how to use it, because this game really doesn't hold your hand and it is unforgiving. It has no problem with letting you run out there with a brand new sword and shield and get tossed around by a monster. Now, the reason why I say try out every weapon is because each one is unique and it changes the playstyle dramatically. And that's one thing I really love about this game. There is a weapon for you, and I'm very picky when it comes to weapons or classes. I'm an alcoholic. I end up changing things on the fly because I get bored easily. And what this game has allowed me to do is get good with the bow gun, have fun with it. And when I got bored, I switched over to the charge blade. And it's a whole new sword and board with this little axe combo thing. It felt great. And then when I got bored with that, I switched to the insect glaive. And now I'm flipping around like a damn dragoon and having a blast doing it. And I know I'm going to get bored with that eventually, but I can always go back to the gun or always go back to a bow or whatever. The point is that if you learn your craft, you're going to be good at the game. And the more time you spend here, the less time you'll be spending getting thrown back in camp on the death wheelbarrow. Now, crafting in this game is extremely important. Nobody can give you weapons or armor. You have to craft them. Now, you can buy a standard set, but that's not going to get you very far. So as you kill monsters, you unlock their individual armor set. And their set might have like bleed resistance or sleep resistance or paralyzed attack, or make it so you can jump without getting knocked back. And each one of these sets, it has to take pieces of that monster to make. So you're going to want to hunt these monsters a few times, catch them rather than kill them at first. If you catch them, it feels like you get a whole lot more rewards. Then you could go and fight and kill them later in the arena, which I'll talk about in a minute. But once you have these pieces, you're going to go through and you're going to see these sets, and you're going to want to mix and match armor sets. Now, they do give a set bonus if you go straight out, but it seems to be better to take like the gloves that give you more ammo slot and the feet that give you more ranged attack or whatever. Fit your play style is kind of what I'm getting at. Now, not only could you build for yourself, you actually get to build for your cat buddy. Again, each monster you kill will unlock a set for him as well, or her as well. So feel free to mix and match that and try to customize your look. Now, a few points of negativity, if you will, in this game. One of them, the items are a little clunky. You find yourself fumbling through trying to find an antidote, and then trying to find a heal, or trying to find your trap, and you're spamming left and right. Now, there is a shortcut system that I didn't know about until about a day ago, but I've noticed myself fumbling to find these items and then get nailed in the back when I really wasn't paying attention to the monster behind me, which you should never do. Never turn around and assume you're safe in this game, because chances are you are not. Another thing that's a little irritating is when a buddy's on a quest, the only way you can join him is after he's seen a certain cutscene in the quest, or shoots up an SOS flare to call for help. I don't really understand why we both can't just go on the quest and see the cutscene together and go from there. Because once the cutscene's over, they are engaged in the fight. So they kind of just run around fighting, trying to stay alive, waiting for backup. But this game really shines with friends. Whether you're out in the field hunting wild monsters together, whether you guys are looking for certain items to drop to make better gear, or you've caught the monster and now you're fighting them in the arena. And the arena is one of my favorite things. It lets you have a bunch of access to gadgets and ballista to take down these monsters. And you and up to 4 friends get to go and just tear stuff apart and see if you work well together. Like here, Link and I are in an arena fighting a Pookie, and we drop a trap, set off one of the ballista machines. I drop another trap. While I'm sharpening my weapon, Link knocks him back into my trap, and then we just wail on the damn thing. Just having a blast, tearing it up, and then it dies. We get credit for the fight. We get the parts we need to build stuff, and we have a great time doing it. This game excels with friends, like most games, sure. But when you're out there, even with just strangers, like I ran around with strangers on this fight here, and it was still a lot of fun. I wasn't talking to them, but just having that backup is really, really nice. Now, just because it's fun to fight with friends doesn't mean you can't get out there alone. And I've done that a lot. And I don't really do that in these type of games. I hated playing Dark Souls alone, but I find myself loving this. The hunt is a challenge, and it's easy to kill. It's a lot harder to trap. You got to hold back, which for some is extremely difficult. I've accidentally killed things that I've been trying to catch. One thing I don't like is that it's really hard and difficult to tell when a monster is really hurt. Yeah, they get this limping animation when they're running away, or at the very end a skull will blink over, but I wish they had more physical signs. Like I wish there was more blood, or some type of not a whole lot of gore, but just enough to be like, all right, this guy is cutting it close. Like in Ark, as you keep hitting the creature, it gets bloodier and bloodier, and you know it's at its breaking point. I kind of wish there was something like that, some type of system like that. But overall, this game is a lot of fun. Well, I guess it's time we give it a score. So, I'm going to give this game 4 out of 5 beers. This game is a must-play for anybody who's into the hack-and-slash action-adventure RPG stuff. It's got crafting, it's got hunting, it's got solo abilities, you could play with friends. It's just a whole lot of fun. And it's a game I never would have picked up on my own. So big shout out to BioJackal. Thank you so much, brother, for hooking me up with this. I spent a whole lot of time in a game that I never thought I'd really enjoy. So once again, brother, I appreciate it. So what about you, family? Who's out there playing this game? Did you guys like it? Did you hate it? Are you looking at it and kind of wondering if you should buy it or not? Well, leave me a comment. Let me know what you're doing. And if you want to play together, if you want to hunt together, drop me a comment and we'll hook up on PSN and we'll get out there and slay ourselves some monsters. Alright, family. Well, if the dragons don't get me tonight, I will see you tomorrow in the next video. You guys drink one for me, I'll drink one for you. Take it easy, family, and happy hunting.